Yo, Layup Lounge members, back for episode 14. Still in the LL, keeping it cool. Roman, how you doing today?
I'm good, man. A lot of stuff happened.
Man,
stuff is happening.
Today's the trade deadline, and so there's a lot going down.
Yeah.
And we're here to give you our first take reactions. And yeah, we're fresh in the LL right after the trade deadline ended. It is right now 3 o'clock, so the trade deadline ended 3 hours ago. Let's go ahead and dive straight into it. So some of the first major trades I think that we have to talk about: Oklahoma City Thunder, acquiring Gordon Hayward.
Yeah.
I think they're really trying to shift the power in the West right now and get a veteran player who is capable of coming off their bench and being like a good contributing player. They gave up Trey Mann, Davis Bertans. They didn't have to give up any of their 11 million picks, which is something to consider. They still have like hella picks over the next couple of years.
For sure.
But they brought in Gordon Hayward. So what do you think about that?
I think that's a good pickup. I mean, especially for what they gave up on Bertans and Trey Mann. I mean, I've been hearing around like just on like Twitter and stuff like that. Like Trey Mann was supposed to be like a guy. I mean, not necessarily part of the core, but just somebody that could potentially be good. But OKC, this is one of those trades where like I think it does. It makes them better for sure. It doesn't like necessarily turn them to like contenders, but I think they definitely got better. And, I think that Trey Mann has a better opportunity in Charlotte anyway. And then Bertans is just like he's one of those guys that's going to forever be in like probably like a deadline guy like forever for the rest of his career. So I think that was a solid trade for OKC. I'm not mad at it at all.
Does it tip the scales in any manner? I mean, like they're the only team in the West that really made like a major move. Or like if we consider this a major move, he's a former All-Star. He's obviously past his prime. He's dealing with injuries and stuff, but Gordon he's solid. Does this tip the scales in any manner?
Well, I think that we're going to see a better Gordon Hayward. I think that especially that we've seen videos of Gordon Hayward chilling on the bench while Brandon Miller is going to work cooking. Like that was a sign right there that he wanted out.
Tuned out.
He was toned out. So I think that he's going to come in motivated knowing that he's going to a good team. He's in Oklahoma City, so he's going to be locked in with hoop for sure. He ain't going to be doing nothing else but hooping. And yeah, I think he has the potential to start for this team, I think. Yeah, he can be a starter for sure.
Who's he starting over out of the core? I mean, you got Shea, Giddey, Dort, J-Dub, Chet. I don't think he starts over any of those dudes.
I mean, it might be Giddey. I'm surprised they didn't try to shop him. I'm surprised. I think that he's going to be their – I think that Gordon Hayward's going to be their starting small forward.
I think they keep that starting five together, bring Gordon off the bench, let him be like fill the gaps. I mean, there's not much to expect. We don't expect much like already coming to our team. Like we already have our guys. Like we've proven we can be a 1-2 seed.
Yeah.
Like we're in the competition right now. We're competing. We don't really – need you to come in here and do everything. So I think bring him off the bench, let him fill that bench role, and be a veteran presence off the bench.
Yeah.
On the flip side of that, though, let's kind of just talk about Charlotte. Like you said, they get Trey Mann. They didn't trade Miles Bridges.
They did not.
Which is surprising. He's going on a 40-point tear right now. He's scoring 40 every other night.
Insane.
But they also cut James Bouknight, which is something to talk about. So what's going on in Charlotte? I mean, obviously the culture down there isn't right. They traded away P.J. Washington as well, brought over Grant Williams, so maybe they're trying to get some leadership, some like strong culture guys, but what's going on in Charlotte? What is happening over there? I don't really...
Well, and they still have Kyle Lowry, which is, I expect him to get bought out. But, I mean, Charlotte, I mean, like, we kind of talked about it before. I mean, they're kind of dysfunctional right now. You got guys like, I mean, obviously you got rid of Gordon Hayward, but before that, like, he's supposed to be the vet of that team, or he was. And, he didn't seem locked in with those guys. You see LaMelo Ball and teammates laughing on the bench being down 25. So it was a little dysfunctional from that standpoint. James Bouknight, he had another guy who had legal troubles, but then also wasn't producing on the court. So those two things, he saw the door out because of those things. And then, Miles Bridges, I don't know if he just loves it in Charlotte or what. He don't want to win a championship. He just wanted to put up numbers.
RTB.
Right. I don't know. He must love LaMelo Ball so much. That must be his guy, because I don't know why else you don't want to go to Phoenix. Yeah, because Phoenix was locked in until, he had the veto power, so he had say. But I don't know what's going on with that organization. Then you have Steve Clifford, their coach, come out and say, defensively, we're horrible. I was brought in to do that, and we're not doing that. I don't know if he's trying to get fired. He's trying to expose himself because he knows that he's not doing a good job. It's just, there's just a lot of stuff going on over there. I
think it goes back to leadership, having good vets. And I think they're trying to do that, bringing in Grant Williams. We know what kind of dude he is. He's like I
forgot about that.
No, he's like the Mr. President. He's trying to be like that guy of every team, build that culture. So I think bringing in him is going to be good. I don't know if they're going to buy in, but I mean, shipping off P.J. Washington.
Grant Williams. I'm not taking Grant Williams.
I'm saying, but Grant, he's going to bring to the table. Like, he's a good dude. He's just going to bring those stand-up qualities. Like, he's not going to be, I don't know, as turnt as everybody else. He's not going to match their same energy, I feel like, compared to just some of the other dudes they had in the roster. So they're trying to shift the culture, clearly.
I guess. I don't know. I think, I don't know what's going on.
They're trying to shift away from it because it's out of control. I think P.J. Washington, we just talked about that, him going to Dallas.
The Mavs were cooking today.
Yeah, the Mavs were making a couple moves.
Yeah.
They're another team in the West, outside of the Thunder, that made some power moves. They got what's his name, Daniel Gafford, and they also picked up P.J. Washington. Mm-hmm. So their front court got some more depth. Kind of walk me through that. What are you thinking?
I think the Mavs might have won the day, honestly. They were lacking of size down there in the perimeter, and they turned Rashawn Holmes in a couple seconds, in one first, I'll say, to P.J. Washington and Daniel Gafford. Daniel Gafford has always been somebody that, my Portland Trailblazers, I wanted them to go get. Mm-hmm. And for whatever reason, they didn't want to do that. And then P.J. Washington has always been solid. I think he's coming off a 40-point game not that long ago either.
Yeah,
so
hooping.
Yeah, so I think that Luka has, there's presence down there in the paint for him on the backside, kind of to hide him on the defense. And I just think that might be Daniel Gafford is one of the best backup bigs in the league.
For sure.
And I think he's going to be really good for Lively when he's on the bench. So it's going. They might come up.
Yeah, they got a plug and play dude with Gafford.
I mean, for sure.
I feel like he's starting caliber center almost in today's NBA. Just what he brings to the table. But him and Lively in that center rotation, and then P.J. Washington, even if they have to go small ball and he rotates over the center.
He's small ball 5. He's gonna be a starting 4. I expect.
But I mean, small ball, he could rotate over to the 5, and it's still good. So they have some fun lineups they could play with, and it'll be interesting to see how that meshes together.
Yeah. Hold on, because this has been on my mind. We got to talk about Detroit. Detroit makes a few moves. They got off Burks. They got off Bojan. And they receive, little to nothing. They got Evan Fournier, Malachi Flynn, Ryan Arcidiacono, some picks.
2 seconds?
2 seconds, I think. Yeah. And then they let go Killian Hayes. That's the big news. They let go Killian Hayes, 2020 7th pick. Talk about that. Because I know you said that he was the worst player in the league. You said that you probably give him some buckets. You said he's the worst player. And today pretty much showed that, honestly. So talk about that real quick.
I mean, the fact that they couldn't find no trade options available for him, even for just like any sort of value, that just kind of tells you what it is. I mean, we're going to see you down at the LA pretty soon.
LA Fitness?
No, yeah, we're going to see him at the LA. Yeah, we're going to see him down there. And it's straight to the post. Same as I said before, staying on my business.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Killian Hayes got packed up. I mean, hopefully somebody picks him up. I still think he has a chance just because, 7th pick, they're not going to give up on him.
Memphis is going to pick him up. They need bodies right now. I think Memphis is going to I think that Memphis is going to get him.
Somebody's going to give him a shot just because, like you said, 7th pick, there still could be something there.
Yeah.
Detroit is that's where you go to die, like you said. Go to Detroit to die. So he wasn't helping himself being there, but maybe a change of scenery will, like, help his career out. Maybe if he has like some better supporting cast around him that can help him out.
Well, he wanted out.
Yeah.
And he got what he asked for, but maybe not necessarily in the way that he wanted it to be, but he got out, so we'll see what happens.
He has freedom of choice, so he can pick where he can choose his own destiny.
But you're going to have to, for that to happen, you also, it's a two-way street. You got to be wanted at the same time, so we'll see what happens with that.
We got to talk about the flip side of that trade, though. Okay. Where did Alec Burks and Bojan go?
Oh, they went to the Knicks?
Okay, then.
Okay, so they went to the Knicks. They got a good backup for OG and Bojan. Maybe you put him in the starting lineup. We'll kind of see. You can play small ball, slide Julius to the 5.
Yeah.
Alec Burks is a solid backup point guard. Oh, and not to mention that they got rid of Quentin Grimes, which is, I think that is probably the highlight for Detroit. But anyways, going back to the Knicks, I think that this turned them to contenders. I think they're serious. I think they're better than the Cavs. They're better than the Sixers, in my opinion. They're better than the Sixers, with or without Joel. They're better than Miami. They're up. They can compete with the Celtics, especially with who's coaching the Celtics. I don't trust Joe Mazzulla down the stretch. I think that's going to be their downfall, honestly. If they don't get far, it's going to be because of coaching.
I'm with you all through all those teams you said, except for Philly.
Really? So even
like,
the Boston take, I'm surprised.
No,
okay.
I like Boston. I mean, but I feel like the Knicks, they're OG. They got dudes now. They got bodies, and their leader, Jalen Brunson, he's established himself as a true number one now. I mean, and he's hooping at like a all-star, all-pro level. I mean, all NBA level now. So I mean, they're legit. They're legit. I just think the only thing that in their way is Joel Embiid, because there's no answer for that down low. They have no one on their team that can stop him, pretty much. So if he's healthy when they do match up, I think it's night-night for the Knicks. But other than that, I feel like the Knicks, like you said, they kind of have it made for them. They're a legit contender. Joel Embiid, though, I mean, we have to put some respect on his name. I feel like he has a supporting cast now, too. He just got Buddy Hield. He got Tyrese Maxey, and he's in premium form right now. So, I mean...
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, he got Greg Oden knees, though. We talked about this a little off. He got Greg Oden, Brandon Roy knees. Like, it's not looking good for him. It's not looking good for him. So, I mean, if he can come back healthy, we'll see what they do. And speaking of the Sixers, they just got rid of Patrick Beverly. He's Damian Lillard's teammate. Once enemies, now teammates. He is a Milwaukee Buck in exchange for campaign in a second, which is, I think that's a good trade for the Bucks. It's going to be interesting to see how Dame and him mesh.
When it comes to players like Pat Bev, bro, he's a competitor. And like,
right, absolutely.
It's strictly like he's a competitor almost to the point where he's crazy. So it's just like, if you're on his team, like, we wear the same colors, it's good. Like, let's go to war together. And we saw that with Westbrook. Like, their rivalry was way worse than him and Damian's. Like, their rivalry was almost personal, it felt like. Yeah. And then once they're on the same team together with the Lakers, it was good money. So I think it won't be any beef. I think it's just Pat Bev doing what Pat Bev does when he's on the court. And we all saw the video of them talking last year when Dame was all like, "I'll beat your ass." Like,
that was crazy.
He just straight up said,
that was crazy.
Middle of the free throw, "I'll beat your ass." It's just like that to stop everything.
Yeah, but imagine they win a ring together. That'd be crazy.
It'd be crazy, and it's all like they're gonna be a good. Pat Bev's gonna be good spelling him because it's all like Dame is giving you buckets, he's giving you pressure on the offensive end. And then you sub in like the friskiest defender like Pat Bev, just like a menace. You sub him in. It's just like, I think it's good for their defense. And Pat Bev is a winner. He's a competitor. I think that's good for their culture. So they got a good pickup in Pat Bev there.
Yeah. So we talk about all these other moves. I feel like all the other trades that have been made, you know, they're so. What was your favorite move? Even it can be even just this season, I guess. What's been your favorite trade this season?
Honestly, I think my favorite move out east. This might be kind of biased. I like Pat Bev to the Bucks, though.
Really?
I do like Pat Bev to the Bucks. I think it's a culture thing more than anything. Like, you need dogs out there, and I feel like he's one of those players you need people to step up. You need people to like low key, especially in the playoffs, like have a little fight in them. Like, dive for the loose ball, get a technical foul. Like, and we know Pat Bev does that. Yeah. So he wants to win. I like that. It's a good culture move. So I think Pat Bev to the Bucks in the East, overall the Knicks and stuff, because I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like Pat Bev is a culture changer. And then in the West, Gordon Hayward. I feel like the Thunder are making a legit push. They got a guy to come off their bench who's a former All-Star, former dog. He's coming back to the West now with something to prove on a new squad. And he's going to like Oklahoma. I think he fits the He fits the
Yeah, he
narrative
fits
for
the vibe.
Oklahoma.
He fits the vibe, for sure.
He's gonna be a fan favorite instantly. Like his jersey's gonna sell out. A Gordon Hayward OKC jersey.
Selling out is crazy,
Bro, a Gordon Hayward OKC
Hayward.
Come on, that's just, it's gonna go platinum. It's
I don't know who
It's
you
gonna
think
go
this
platinum in Oklahoma City.
We'll see. Like at the frat parties.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gordon Hayward OKC.
It's
Come on.
crazy.
You can see the appeal behind that.
Yeah.
For sure.
My favorite moves are the Mavericks, easily.
Okay.
Easily. I think that's been missing on Luka teams these past couple years is interior presence, and I think that with Gafford and PJ Washington, I think that is solved now. You know, especially players that can play behind Derek Lively. I think Lively he's been great this season. He's gonna be all rookie at least. I mean, first team maybe.
For sure.
So I think that's definitely been my favorite move.
Is he? Wemby?
No, probably second team.
Second team?
Maybe. It depends. He's been hurt. He's been hurt. So we'll see what happens. But he's an all rookie caliber player.
For sure. Yeah,
no doubt.
What else we got?
We haven't reacted to this yet. But I kind of just wanted to talk about the All-Star game, the All-Star teams, real quick. I don't know. Have you seen the rosters for the All-Star teams?
Yes.
Is there anything that surprised you? Was there any snubs that happened that stood out to you? You know, whether it was like the starting lineup or just whoever didn't make it. Like, is there anybody who got snubbed in your opinion?
I think I gotta see lists real quick.
I said the Warriors sent $5.8 million with Corey Joseph to the Pacers. They really paid the Pacers to take that.
They said get him off our hands.
That's crazy. Probably wanted the Portland shirt too. I forgot.
No, I forgot to take this hoodie. I've already wore in the episode.
I know I wore this one too. That's why it's all good. It's cool.
Man, I think starting in the East, Dame was a surprise for me.
Okay.
I mean, I think Dame has been good this year, but it's been underwhelming to start.
Yeah.
I mean, it hasn't been Dame time necessarily. It's been Dame time once.
There's been a couple games.
But it's not. He's not fully back yet. I feel it's not the Portland Dame that transfer over.
I don't think it ever will be. Honestly.
Yeah.
No.
So I mean, I think kind of underwhelming there. I feel like it should have given to somebody who's carried more weight, maybe like JB. I think it'd been perfect for JB to be a starter this year. Brunson's been hooping.
For sure.
I mean, he's playing in the biggest market, so I feel like he deserves that nod. It's hard to play for the Knicks.
Okay,
give him that nod.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because they were tied, and then it came down to the fan vote. And, you know, you got a bigger market in New York. They didn't show up for him. That's just what it was. I mean, Dame's went from one small market to another. For me, though, obviously biasness comes in. I'm not mad at the Dame start at all, especially because he's been in the West for so long, and he has never had an opportunity to start just because he's been behind the likes of Steph Curry, Luka Doncic, Shea. Like, there's always been great guards that he's been behind. So I think that him being in the East, he's finally one of those top guys. And he's paid his dues. I mean, there's going to be opportunities for JB to start, so I'm not really mad at this one.
You said yourself, though, that Terry Rozier is putting up the same numbers as Damian Lillard. So why is Damian Lillard starting the All-Star game over players
It's more than the numbers. I mean, when it comes to
dudes.
Okay, look, when it comes to the All-Star game, it's eye test. Like, it's not numbers ain't really that. It's definitely a factor, but it also is how you're getting your buckets is one of the bigger factors as well, because they want to see excitement in the All-Star game. Terry Rozier is not doing nothing in the All-Star game.
And Damian Lillard is? I mean, other than shooting a 40-footer that he's going to miss every now and then.
Hey, we're going to see 10 40-footers in the game. I guarantee it. That's insane to me.
I'd rather see Jalen Brunson start and go pump fake 14 times in the middle of the lane.
Come on, dude.
No, I don't think Lillard should have been a starter, though. I definitely got Brunson.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I think in the West, though,
Karl Anthony Towns was my surprise.
Really?
Yeah, I think they just threw him in there because the Wolves are doing well and they wanted to put two All-Stars in. I mean, I know he scored 60 the other game. I would have liked to see Domantas Sabonis, though, or De'Aaron Fox in that spot. But, I mean, I guess they deserve it. They've been one of the top teams in the East. So, and we were talking about Brunson. Speaking of Brunson, before we get off that subject, would you take Jalen Brunson or Isaiah Thomas? Celtics, Isaiah Thomas. Just to be clear for the people.
Man, personal preference, I'm going Celtics IT.
Okay.
I feel like there's no player at that point in time who was better than him at that position. I feel like he was the best point guard in the league.
Whoa.
Celtics Isaiah Thomas was the best point guard in the league.
He's the best point guard in the league?
Yes, when he was really rolling.
Do you know Steph Curry was playing during that time period?
I'm well aware. No, we seen the tape. We seen the tape when Isaiah met him. Yes.
Okay.
We have to remember, bro. He was doing some.
Oh, he's nice for sure.
He was that's a year in Boston, or at least that like 2 years in Boston. But that year when he really stepped into his own and he was in the MVP conversation, bro. There was no other player like him we've ever seen. I feel like, bro.
Best point guard in the league.
Yes, I really think so because, bro, scoring wise, even like just playmaking, he was like he was just a dog, bro. I really feel like. Especially, it's close with him and JB, but I feel like IT really embodied. He had the city of Boston behind him, and he kind of really embodied that. And he was playing for something bigger than himself. And then his sister passed, rest in peace.
Right.
And that was just like a big moment for him to like really lay it all on the line for the team and just like pour what he's feeling out onto the court. And we saw that, and it was all like. In the playoffs, he scored what? Or 55, or he had the 55-point game.
It was like 51 or something like that.
Yeah, sister's birthday. Then he scored like 38. Like, it was just, I don't know. It's hard to really put anything up against that run because he was that dude, and I feel like he was the best point guard in the league.
I mean, IT's great. Seattle legend. I know he's from Tacoma, but he's still a Seattle guy.
Yeah.
To me. I might have to take Jalen though.
Whoa.
I might have to take Jalen though, just because. I feel like it's been a longer run. It's starting back with the Mavericks, to be honest. I mean, when Luka was out, that playoff run, the last time he put on a Mavs uniform, he was working out. He was working out. He carried them over the Phoenix Suns. Or no, it was the Utah Jazz. He basically won a series by himself. And then we're seeing how it's affecting the Dallas Mavericks right now. I mean, I know Kyrie's there, but I think that Jalen Brunson would have been better for that team. And they just let him go. And then he moved on to the Knicks. And even last year, he was working out for the Knicks. He probably should have been an all-star last year. Got snubbed, went back in the gym, got better. And now he's in MVP conversations right now.
I'm just saying, though, if you flip them like in time and you put Isaiah Thomas on this Knicks team, bro, it's way scarier than it's looking right now.
Way scarier? And if you just said it was close.
But I'm saying, but it's just in terms of the fit. But I feel like if you put Jalen Brunson on that Celtics team, bro, they're not making no noise. Like, there's nothing happening there.
I don't know.
There's no IT on this Knicks team, though. Just the way he was hooping, and it was just a different sort of energy, bro. I don't know. IT was bringing something different, bro. He was going
at emotion.
He was going at people.
Okay, you're bringing the emotion and all the other things. That's a factor.
It's definitely a factor. And I feel like IT was in the MVP conversation. He was top 3 in the vote. Like, we have to really lay that out on the table.
Jalen Brunson wears his heart on his sleeve too.
Okay, but it's not the same. It's not the same when I feel like it's not the same.
He's playing with Tibbs. He's playing for his dad. Like, you know, there's stuff that goes into this too.
There's some emotion, and like even when he was crowned an All-Star, and he scored 40 that day, and the Knicks was going, the Garden was going crazy, and he's all like, "I'm not a savior." Hey, I got chills. No, I got chills. I was like, that's hard. He's all like, "I'm not a savior." I was like, "Okay, that's tough. I can buy into that." But at the same time, it's just like, I don't know.
He got the energy of Madison Square Garden with him too. That's a different type of energy.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Let somebody know.
We gotta figure that out. That's close though. I mean, it's similar sort of run. Undersized guard that can't. They're just getting buckets. Lefty. Come on.
Yeah. No.
Lefty.
Crazy. There was a point in time where the Cleveland Cavs, Mobley, I think Allen was out for a certain period of time. Garland broke his jaw. There was a certain point in time where like the Mobley and Garland thing happened at the same time, and we're just like, it might be wraps for the Cavs. Instead, they win 14 out of 15 games, out of the next 15 games, and they just been going crazy. Donovan Mitchell has been out of this world, and I see why the Cavs don't want to let him go, because he was in early in the season. He was in trade discussions, not from the Cavs side, but more like league wide. Like, are they going to keep him? How are they going to retain him? Because they just think he's a New York, Miami, LA type of dude. Talk about the Cavs. You think the Cavs are serious?
I think so. I really think the Cavs are legit. And I think a lot of it goes to the moves they made this offseason. Although they were minor, bringing in Max Strus, I think that's like a major good pickup for them. And also, what's the other dude? Tubby dude from the Sixers. Georges Niang. That's my guy. That's my guy, though.
Tubby.
No, because you see him, bro, you're like, he can't hoop, and then he's just out there rebounding, defending, doing everything. So I think they deepen like their wings a little bit. They still got Isaac Okoro. Their backcourt is legit with Garland and Mitchell, and their front court is top 5. It got to be top 3, top 5. I mean, with Mobley and Jared Allen. So when you look at their roster through and through, it's pretty strong. And so the fact that they're all healthy back together and rolling, I don't think they're better than a lot of the teams. Like, I think they're still going to lose to, like, the Knicks. I think they still lose to the Sixers. They're still losing to a lot of teams in the East. I think they've made it interesting, though. I'll say that. And with Donovan Mitchell on your team, anything could happen. They're better than the Heat.
They're better than the Heat. No, so I think they're better than the Heat. But, when it comes to playoff time, like Jared Allen said, the lights got too bright. We'll see what. So, I mean, that was a ridiculous quote. I would, even if you thought that is not something you say out in public.
Bro. I'd have traded that nigga. Excuse me. I'd have traded that man the next day.
Yeah, that's just insane. So we'll see what happens when they get down to the playoffs, because it's pretty much the same team without Kevin Love.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see, and I think that this playoff run is gonna affect whether Donovan Mitchell wants to be there moving forward.
Are the Cavs better than the Bucks?
It might be close.
It's a close series.
And the number one reason why it might be close is because of Glenn Doc Rivers.
Oh, Lord.
That man he's only won one game. And there was a game, I think they blew a game in Utah not so long ago. It's like every episode we just tapping in with Doc. We got the Doc Rivers updates every episode now because we hate that man.
Come on, Doc.
I have no faith in that. They're not going to win the championship this year. And Giannis might look elsewhere.
Whoa, no.
Giannis might look elsewhere.
He has Damian Lillard. He can't look.
I think he would leave Damian Lillard if there was another opportunity. He will leave him in Milwaukee. Stranded.
That would be cold. I don't see that happening, though. I feel like he thinks this is his best opportunity.
Imagine him in New York.
It wouldn't happen, though. I feel like, okay, him and JB would be scary.
Bro.
Ship Randall up out of there? Ooh,
you package Randall. I mean, you sign and trade OG. That's not that. No, it is pretty bad for Milwaukee. That is pretty bad for Milwaukee. I mean, you get
back Randall and OG for Giannis. Ooh, I'd be pissed.
And picks. Or if you're the Knicks, do you go get Bron?
Yes, I go get Bron.
How much would you get if you're the Knicks? Because we hear speculation about that. You see LeBron coming in with the Knicks colors. Yeah, he had the Knicks dunks on, I think, when he was walking through the tunnel. He was tweeting the Statue of Liberty and the King, the crown emoji.
Did you see legit? Did you see him with the Knicks towel too?
I mean, I think that's just because that's the team. Bro.
I seen one thing say that was intentional. I heard somebody say that was intentional on Twitter, and they said that. Like, usually they have, like, their own separate team towels and whatnot. He was, like, direct about getting a Knicks towel. I was like, that'd be some LeBron-ass stuff to do, too.
He loves New York. I don't know. But do you think that is something that LeBron should maybe consider, like, just going to New York?
I think before, it used to be just kind of one of those brand sort of things we looked at it like, yeah, he could go to New York to build his brand. Like, they're not that good. It kind of was thought about that in L.A., but at the time, L.A. had young pieces. So it was all like, he comes to L.A., plays with those young dudes, maybe he wins a ring. Now it's kind of like, L.A. is looking not too good, their future is looking questionable, and you look out east, and it's looking good out east right now. They got pieces, they got dudes going forward, and they're locked in, too. Yeah. So you bring Bron in for the little vet minimum, or whatever the price is.
The vet minimum is crazy.
Bron could live off his Nike money. Just come to New York on the vet minimum. You could come off the bench. You could do whatever you want, Bron. You could play 40 games, but just come to New York. You'll be under the lights, Times Square, and we'll have a chance to win a ring. So,
and speaking of Bron, what are your thoughts on the non-moves made by the Lakers?
I think personally disappointing. Okay. I think right now LeBron James is still a championship piece. I mean, I feel like at the core of it, at the center of it all, he's one of the best players in the league when the chips are down. We don't know exactly what the asking price for certain pieces are, like what exactly was available. And we also know Pelinka probably wasn't looking to make any moves just because of how last 2 years have been. I mean, they've kind of just bent the knee to LeBron. Like, If they need a new team, they'll go get a new team. They want Russell Westbrook, we'll go get Russell Westbrook. It's like anything LeBron said is went. So I think Pelinka kind of just put his foot down. This trade deadline was all like, let's roll out with it. And we're seeing the quote saying that he said that they like their team. I don't know. I feel like they should have made a move, bringing at least a role guy, bringing a shooter, and I think that's still that's an option in like the buyout market. Go get Joe Harris, Spencer Dinwiddie is available. I mean, there's some dudes out there.
It's not moving the needle though.
But I'm just saying they need to do something. We can't just continue with the same roster. I think any addition would be good. I just don't. They should have went and tried to pry away Caruso. We don't know the price on that. Then they say Caruso was unavailable. So it's just like people were being weird at the deadline.
I need. Again, I'm calling all the Lakers fans. I'm calling all you. Brace with me for a second. We might have to have another moment of silence because it's over. I keep on saying it is over. It's done for. They didn't make any moves. Spencer Dinwiddie's not going to do nothing for him. Joe Harris is not going to do nothing for him. It's over. And it's okay.
Go get Killian Hayes.
They might. That's a Laker type of move. They might do it. They might do it. They might take a flyer on him. I mean, they already got Cam Reddish on their team. Mine's well. It's the same thing.
No.
It's the same thing.
Killian's go there and shoot 45% from three.
No. Oh, my God. No, him and Cam go be bench mob together. But it's over. And it's fine. That's why I'm like, in the summertime, it might be time to look at Bron and be like, look, we ain't got nothing for you. I mean, the thing, I understand what they're trying to do, though, because I read a thing saying, like, they'll have 3 picks that they can trade going into this summer.
Yeah.
So, because you can't trade consecutive picks. So, and they're trying to zone all in on Donovan Mitchell. And I don't know how they're going to make that work, like player-wise, because I wouldn't want anything from the Lakers outside of LeBron and AD. Like, there's nothing there for me. So,
not even the first?
If you're giving me all 3, but I don't think they're not going to give up all 3. That'd be crazy. Not all 3 for maybe 2 years left for Bron. Maybe. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's so close to retiring more than what people think. I think that he's close to the end. So
I don't know, man.
So trade deadline is here. I mean, All-Star break should come through, but actually, no, we'll save this one. We'll save this question.
Bet. I got one thing. This for I forget that we're on Spotify now.
We are on Spotify now.
Spotify, Apple Music, whatever you stream on.
Go follow that.
Go tap in.
We almost had 200 subs on YouTube, by the way.
We're almost there, and we're climbing every day. But let's talk about this new Kyrie Irving.
Okay.
Kyrie, the Anta 1 was just shown, or he wore it on court the other night. I need your first reactions to this shoe. I don't think it's hanging with or the Kyrie 1, like the Nike 1.
Absolutely not.
I think it's a solid looking shoe. I just don't. It has good personality to it. I feel like the Kyrie Nike 1, maybe just because it has the check mark on it, though, it had way more personality and it was way more unique, and it just felt unique. This kind of just looks thrown together almost.
Well, and it was his first shoe ever, too. That's the other, there's just all that going around, too. Yeah, they all right. I don't know. Like, they kind of look like D-Wade shoes. Like, the Ling Nings, the Way Wades, that's basically what those look like.
Are you hooping in these?
For how much are those? I'd hoop in them, but am I buying them? I don't know.
I think Anta is pretty well priced. I'm not too sure.
Well priced as in it's a lot?
No, like less than 2. I think less than 2. I'm not sure. But especially Kyrie, because Kyrie likes to make his shoes affordable. That's like his whole thing is like he wants it to be all inclusive. Like I remember the Kyries that used to be like 110.
Yeah.
And then he came out with like the team Kyrie. He was the first player to really do that. Like the team shoe where it's all like you could get a Kyrie shoe for like $60, like $70 retail. Yeah. I was like,
and shout out to Dame too, because he got that he got the Dames and then he got the Dame certifieds, and I hoop in the certifieds. Certifieds are nice,
bro. That's something like even like the LeBron, or I guess LeBron too with the soldiers.
The soldier.
Okay, people used to kind of smoke for wearing the soldiers though. Like,
bro, I mean, they weren't bad.
They weren't bad, but sometimes people would be wearing the soldiers and they catch smoke.
They gradually got worse.
They did. So once they turned into like the Velcro like moon boots, then it got pretty bad. It did get pretty nasty. I don't think this Kyrie, I don't think it's going to catch any that much popularity though. I mean, we always feel like every time a Nike Kyrie dropped, it was like a big thing. They're like, oh, what's this new Kyrie going to be? Like it was a big spectacle when a Kyrie shoe came out. And I think he kind of hurt himself, like, with this Anta deal. I know he's, like, the creative director over there, like, whatever. He has, like, a huge title. They give him, like, a lot of power. But I feel like the shoe it's going to hurt his legacy in terms of...
his legacy?
Or not his basketball legacy, just his, like, sneaker legacy, though. Yeah. Just because, like, although he fell out with Nike, this shoe is, design-wise, it's a step down. And then, two, it's just like, I don't know. I feel like it's not going to have the same cultural impact that, say, the KYRIE 1, KYRIE, whatever, all the different KYRIE, like the SpongeBob pack. Like, there's so many different iconic KYRIEs. Like,
nah, I think, also, it's just because those Antas and stuff, they're not at, like, Foot Locker. They're not easily accessible, too. That's something else you got to think about. Like, you have to go online to go get those. Yeah. Some people are still in the days of where they want to go get their shoes, and they can't get those. And so I think that eventually when this deal runs out, Nike's going to start retro. They're going to come back together and they're going to, collab on some retros.
And I'm pretty sure because Nike owns the rights to those designs.
Like, they could retro them anyway.
They could retro it and just call it like a Nike trainer whatever and just be like bump KYRIE and we just know what shoe it is. Like, so that's kind of crazy too, but... No, that's like the newest sneaker that just dropped, and I was like, I wanted to see what this KYRIE Anta was gonna look like.
I mean, they look cool, but like, depending on what the price is, I heard the Chinese shoes, like they can be taxed. They tax, but they're also good quality though.
Really,
I heard the grip and all that, like the way it weighs. I heard those are like not design wise, but design like build wise, it's like the best shoe you can hoop in. Mm-hmm. So,
who's a signature athlete or who's an athlete in the NBA you think deserves a shoe that doesn't have one?
Probably Shea. Probably Shea.
That's a good one.
He's sponsored by Converse right now. He need to get a Nike deal or something. I don't know. Or an Adidas deal. Maybe Under Armour. Maybe he's the next Curry brand athlete. Who knows? I can see that.
Shea would be filthy. No, Shea would be a good one.
Yeah, I mean, De'Aaron Fox about to get his own shoe. Swipers. No, that's probably what they're going to be called.
Swiper Curries? That's kind of hideous.
I mean, the purple colorways might hit, though.
No, okay. I don't know about that. I don't like that he signed a Curry and they're still... Like,
yeah, right. I didn't like that either. I didn't like that either.
And then he twisted his ankle, and I was like, that's kind of ironic. Like
the fact that he has to wear double ankle braces pretty much... Come on, dude. Like, that's his twin for real, him and Curry. Because they both doing that. One more thing I thought about before we get out of here, unless you have something else.
No, I'm good.
What was the team or teams that you thought should have made a move that didn't and you're just kind of disappointed in? Like, what team are you who lost the trade deadline?
I think major loser of the trade deadline, Golden State Warriors.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like they should have done so. I think now would have been the best time to do something, even if it feels premature. I think it's late. Like, I think we should have traded. We never should have re-signed Draymond. We should have been traded Clay.
Should have let him go to Memphis?
Yeah, we should have let him walk. Like, should have let him go. Okay. I mean, we see what's going on in Memphis. He would have been down there shimmying and getting teased.
That would have been fun to watch, though.
No, it would. Next year, it would have been fun to watch.
This year would have been ugly.
This year would have been ugly. But, I mean...
First option, Draymond Green. That might have been entertaining. I don't know. That might have been crazy.
That's just Julius Randle.
You're disrespecting Julius Randle.
I'm playing.
You're disrespecting Julius Randle.
I'm playing.
Offensive game.
I love Julius Randle. He's real. Julius Randle's real deal.
I mean, I don't. You must be joking about that too.
What?
Julius Randle ain't real deal to me.
Going left. He's going left. Julius Randle's probably the best player in the league.
I hate lefties. Lefties stick with their left hand way more than right hand people stick with their right.
Yeah, facts.
It's crazy. They can never go left. Like, you're in the NBA and you still can't go on the right side. Like, well, I don't get that.
If you watch a Knicks game, especially when they used to have RJ Barrett, bro, they all just be trying to go. Brunson be trying to go left. So Randle be trying to go left. RJ be trying to go left.
Too many lefties on the team. Too many lefties on the team.
Everybody be trying to go to the same. I was like, bro, they had to pack him up.
Yeah, pack him up.
But nah, Julius Randle going left. Top 2 player in the league.
But you're disappointed in the Warriors, though.
I'm disappointed in the Warriors.
I'm disappointed in 2 teams. 2 teams. One of them I'm not super disappointed, but I'm more like, damn, like you guys could have did, something to get yourself further. The first thing I'm gonna say is the Magic. I think that the Magic had a good chance, good opportunity to make a deal to get themselves further, get themselves out the play-in, because they're in the play-in right now. But I understand that they want to rock with the young guys. Like, they're a young team, so at the same time, I understand it. But the way that they were playing earlier, I would have thought that would be encouraging. Maybe that shifts the dynamic of everything that's going on within that organization and makes it like getting that mindset of let's go compete for something. But I think they're still maybe in that early Oklahoma City mindset where we want to develop the young guys and see what we have before we go all in. I mean, Paulo's in his second year. So, I mean, and all-star already. Crazy. But I think,
shout out P, man.
Yeah,
All-star Peasy.
Our guy.
Let's get it.
Yeah, but I just think that they could have made some noise in the playoffs this year, but we'll see. They still might make it, but I think that a move would have solidified that. In the second team I'm disappointed in, and we always talk about these teams, the Bulls. I'm disappointed in the Bulls. Obviously, Zach LaVine, foot surgery, he basically said, I'm not going to Detroit. Opted in for the surgery. DeMar DeRozan, the fact that we're talking right now, what's the day? February 8th at 4 o'clock, and he's still on the Chicago Bulls roster is ridiculous, especially because he's probably going to walk. He's a free agent after this year. He's probably going to walk. Extension talks were not being had between both parties. It made absolutely no sense for him to still be on that roster. And I know I haven't watched it yet, but like, you know, Kenny Beecham is a big Bulls fan, and yeah, I'm sure he's pissed because the organization is directionless right now. Like, they don't know what they're doing.
That's crazy, man.
So yeah,
free DeMar, man.
Free DeMar.
Free DeMar, man.
I mean, I'm sure
DeMar,
he's not too upset, but because he can choose where he goes now. Now he's chilling, but free to real, I guess.
To live and die in L.A. is the place to be. You know where he's headed. We know where he's headed.
You think so? He might be a Clipper though. Hold on.
Hey, he'll come out either or. Hey, he's going to L.A. though.
Well, quick, what's your thoughts about the Sixers potentially going after Paul George this summer if he does not sign that extension?
I mean, I like it a lot. I feel like anything the Sixers can do to bring in another major piece. I mean, as Joel Embiid, he's the best player in the league right now.
You ready for this?
What's that?
He might turn into a number one guy if he goes to the Sixers. Paul George.
How?
He's going to get busy with that basketball. He's going to have the ball in his hands more than Joel Embiid. I promise. And that might be a good or bad thing, though, honestly, because he's definitely stopping the ball. ISOs. He might turn into a number one.
He'd be the number one over JoJo?
This is what we were talking about earlier. He might be the number one, but not necessarily the best player on the team.
Okay, but even in that situation, JoJo would still be the number one.
His knees, they got matching knees, actually. Who knows? But Paul George has been healthier these last couple of years. So, I don't know, but I'm saying,
that's crazy.
Is it?
Yes. That's crazy.
I like the team, though.
No, I'd like the team.
Because you get, what would it be, Maxey, George, Tobias if he's still on the team.
They ain't traded him
Buddy,
yet.
And then Joel. That might be the best starting five in the Eastern Conference.
See, that's the thing, though. If Paul George show up, all we need you to do, Paul, is the same thing Buddy's doing. It's just, hey.
Oh, you're not going to throw him in the corner like that.
Yeah, we is.
No,
over there, feed it to JoJo. Let him score 70.
That's foul.
Throw it into him every play.
That's
70.
Foul. That's foul. That's foul. You got anything else?
No, I'm good.
Well, that's been another episode of LL. We'd like to reiterate that we are now on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Go stream that. Spotify, Apple Music.
Go like, follow. We trying to get monetized. We're trying to monetize this stuff, man.
Emerald City Smoothie, tap in with us. Come on, local brand, local podcast.
He said tap in.
Tap in with us.
We're trying to get our stuff monetized. We're trying to make money.
We're trying to make some bread. I mean, we're going to upgrade the set still, but we're trying to get some bread so we can get the real set. Come on, man. Roll with us.
We in the LL. We're trying to make out the LL, if you know what I'm saying. We're trying to get the studio.
The LLs.
We're trying to make it out the LLs. We're going to be around. We're going to be around. Guests is on the way.
This mic quality is still hitting, too, so I don't even know why you're playing games.
We on the audio. Fine.
Come on, man. But like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, please.
Do your due diligence.
Please.